Welcome back to my channel. I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly step by step what we did to help this player hit his first home run. And the best part is that he didn't lose consistency. He wasn't over swinging and his mechanics break down and started hitting a lot of ground balls or weak contact. He didn't start striking out more. In fact, he started hitting the ball much harder, much farther, and this led to him having the confidence to be able to hit his first home run, even though he's an undersized player. So with that said, let's dive into it. So initially, when I sat down with Luke and his father, we talked about his immediate goal, and that was to hit his first home run. And after looking through his numbers, his data, his baseline metrics, what I found out that was holding him back from hitting his first home run was distance to his hits. Okay. And this makes sense because when he would hit the baseball, what would happen was he would make consistent contact, right? But when he did make contact, the ball wasn't going as far as he would like, right? It would go into, the infielder's glove, or it would be a ground ball, or when he did hit the baseball, it would just go over the infielder's head and land in front of the outfielder. So he had a distance problem. So that was, basically where we started was, okay, we know where he's at. And now the next step was, where does he need to go in order to hit his first home run ever? And through the baseline metrics, we found out that he needed to hit the baseball 105 feet farther on average. So we had a lot of work to do, and this wasn't something that was super quick, right? This was time, and this was effort, and this was planned out so that he was able to get that result. So we knew now we need to increase his distance 105 feet on average for him to hit his first home run ever. And so what I teach in my program is called the power chain. Now, the power chain consists of 3 levers, and that's the reason why I pulled up this video, which is more of a recent video of him. And this was when we first started. But the power chain has 3 levers, and the first lever is ground force. Now, I'll show you what I mean. On the left-hand side here, you'll see when we first started, you can see how he just puts his front foot up, right? And then he just basically goes to the baseball, okay? And that was his swing, optimized for contact. There wasn't much going on, but it wasn't optimized to do damage, to add distance to his hits, right? But you'll see here on the right-hand side, you'll see a difference, right? He's standing pretty similar, right? And you can see here he's loose, but you can see how now he pushes into the ground, right? He pushes into the ground. That's what ground force is using the ground to start creating power, because that's where power starts from. It starts from the ground up. It starts from the lower half, the ground to the lower half, all the way up to your swing. You can see here he starts putting all the weight into his back leg, right? It's almost think about this as like, if you're playing basketball and you were going to take a jump shot, you basically push into the ground and then you jump up and you make your shot. We're doing the same thing. We're just not leaving the ground. Okay. And you'll see that here with his actual mechanics. You'll see how he pushes into the ground. Okay. He starts utilizing the big muscles, which is his lower half. Now, the second thing we did was we created torso torque. Now, going over here on the left hand side, you see how his swing was very simple, right? His upper body stayed in the same spot, and then he just picked his front foot up, and then he just turned to the baseball. And this is the reason why he wasn't getting the big impact that he wanted to be able to drive it, right? It was very simple, and his swing was optimized for contact. Okay, now you'll see here again, looking at a difference in his swing, you'll see how he starts to basically coil his upper body, right? His upper body starts to go towards his back leg, right? He's coiling his core, right? And that's storing all that energy he's creating from the ground so that he can start releasing it into the baseball. Now, the third thing that we want to focus on is the barrel launch. Okay. Now you'll Really can't see it here, but I'll explain it. Basically, one of the issues that he was having with the swing is that once he started to swing, you can see how the barrel starts dropping, right? You see how it starts dropping, flattening out too soon, right? It's like almost going to touch his back, right? That's what was happening into his swing. And another thing you don't see is that there's a gap right in between his barrel and his hands. It's a gap, and basically that would slow his bat down. So when he started to swing, it was going out, the barrel was going out and then around to the baseball, and this would cause him to hit ground balls, and it would slow his bat down so he couldn't drive the baseball. So you'll see here on this side, you'll see that things have changed. You can see how when he starts to swing, right, you can see how the barrel gets tight to his back shoulder, pulled his hands in, and then he turns the barrel to the baseball, right? And he's able to now hit the baseball out front and speed that barrel up. So when he does hit the baseball, those numbers fly up, right? Higher exit velocities, farther hit, harder hit. Even if he mishits it, he's hitting the ball harder, and that's turning into base hits, right? And when he really does get it, it's flying now, so that he's able to hit that double or hit that home run. This is what we changed to start chipping away over that 105 feet, and we reached it, and that's the reason he was able to hit his first home run ever. Okay, and the best part about that is that he not only did that on, the same, he hit a home run on the next to bat too, so he went back to back on the same day he hit his first home run ever. And that was the same day I made it to the major leagues, which I thought was cool. But anyways, this is what we did to get him to hit his first home run ever. If you want results like this, I will put a link below. You can schedule a time to talk with me and my team, and then what we'll do is we'll see what's missing in your power chain that's not allowing you to unlock that power. Because if there's something missing in the power chain, it's the reason why you're not being able to drive the baseball as far and as hard as you would like. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.
I'm sorry if I'm in your way. I think this was our. That was his first home run? Yes! Never again. We'll be like, oh, we saw Grayson coming. Oh,